Hello, everybody. It's Friday night, and it is time for the Weekender once again. And on this week's show, Ben alienates another country, I get creative with Cloaks, and Justin gets fascinated with code. On top of that, we also have a prize of a £50 voucher for Wayland Games. Being with a chance to win, pop a comment below this video here on YouTube or over at OnTableTop.com. Now sit back, relax, because your weekend starts here. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Weekender. I'm joined this week by Justin and Ben.
Hello!
The Miniature Man.
The Miniature Man? Does that mean that we're all going to go on a secret mission to go and rescue all the miniatures?
No, you get to live in flower pots, and I get to be weed.
Oh, what?
Coming to CBB soon.
I thought we were going to do a Monument Men's styly spin-off, but it's all about miniatures.
No.
We're going to save them from
We're going to do a Flower Pot Men spin-off. It's going to be Watch with Mother.
So what? A scene of Ben sneaking through the GW offices, stealing STL files?
Going flobble-lobble-lob.
What? If you're in the GW offices,
would it not be nerd?
Why would you steal
because I'm a Flower Pot Man at the same time, so...
Yeah. You can steal STL files. Not if you had a massive bar magnet, you could just run up and down the servers.
No, the horror.
It'd See be if like there's anybody left who knows how to actually sculpt a miniature rather than just cutting and pasting generic bits into it.
It'd be like Zoolander. You mean the miniatures are inside the computer? There we go.
Never seen Zoolander. I've seen the
That
memes.
was always such a weird movie.
I'm aware he exists.
The problem is, I'm sure there are people who are just that dumb in the world.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Have you met the world, Justin?
Think about
I haven't met the entire world, I have to be honest. I have met some of the world, but not the entire world.
As George Carling said, think about how stupid most of the people you meet are, and now realize that half of them are worse. That's what averages are all about.
Yeah.
You know.
This is fair.
It's a tragic statement of affairs.
There we go. Yeah.
Half of the people in this little outfit here are complete. And that's her. I can't say anymore. But I'll let you put below who's who. Been having a good week.
Yes.
It's been fun. I mean, the heat's back, so melting.
That's all right. Thunderstorm should clear that up nicely. There's a thunderstorm given for all 6 counties in the north of Ireland.
Wow.
And 3 other random ones in the Republic for some reason. They're not even all conjoined. I think they just threw darts at a map, to be brutally honest. Met Aaron just went, Limerick, Mayo.
Are you still meant to turn your telly off when there's a thunderstorm now? Or is that something it doesn't matter anymore?
If you're plugged into a surge protector, you can probably leave it on because it'll blow that before it blows your TV. If you're plugged directly into the power, be lucky.
That'll be all right.
Although, isn't it less of a worry about thunder, more about the lightning ban?
Oh, wait, yes.
If it's only a thunderstorm, you should be okay.
Yeah, but they are conjoined in many respects.
Yeah. This is why I'm one of the idiots.
Science.
Anyway. I digress. Frequently. I've been having a whale of a time because Wayland Games, as they insist on being called, probably. I've never asked them. Have been over filming with us. For we have a themed week upcoming for Conflict 47. I think we can say roughly when it is.
Yeah, around the launch of the game.
Yeah.
So
So
when the game comes out, we'll have a themed week.
The game is due around the end of September. Shortly after that, we'll be doing a theme week. There's a little preview where you get to find out some of what's going on. I was talking to the delightful Peter, who is as wide as he is tall. He is the literal brick shithouse of Wayland Games. He is hench. I'm just saying that. He's 16:9 aspect ratio, that guy. Lovely fella. We got a chance to have a look at the new sprues. We are playing the game. There will be caveats all over all of his games everywhere because we are filming this, obviously, quite far out. So they're still in there tweaking and twiddling with things, including army lists. So they're
Yeah, I will say I am highly, highly conflicted.
Right.
About the game.
Conflicted.
But no, so I adore the German heavy infantry.
Yes.
However, I also adore the American mechs.
Right.
So I'm not doing both. You can't make me.
It's really simple.
No, you can't make me.
Yeah.
That's how that one works.
Let John buy one of the armies, then when he gets bored of it, you can just have his.
Buy it off him, it'll be painted, and I'll make up the fact that none of the Germans even built.
Harsh but fair.
Yeah. There we go.
Sorted. I mean, we all know what you're like. How's the path of conquest coming along? Just checking.
And that's why we're the idiots.
I finished mine. Anyway, yeah. So there's going to be a bundle of fun coming for that. And obviously, if you can make it to the Wayland open day, they've got a few things that they're going to be showing off exclusively then.
End of September.
Yummy, yummy.
I certainly don't have the very first print prototype copy of the A5 in the bag behind me. Certainly not. No. Don't break into Jerry's house. You won't find anything about you. Break into my house if you want, because I also have quite a selection of swords and axes. So break in all you want. You're not believing. Anyway,
now, do you at least put one at the door so you can equal out the force?
No.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
No, God, no. Pays your money, takes your chances on that one. So yeah, you can check out the little cheeky sneak peek preview that we managed to film while we were making Dan do other things in between filming our games and interviews. And let us know what you think. Right, I think it's time we push on with some news.
Coming to you from the center of Northwestern Europe. Covering board games, war games, card games, and all that you love. It's the news.
Okay, then we're going to be kicking things off with a bit of fantasy.
Oh, yes.
By way of the battle systems, Ben.
So yes, battle systems, a lot of people know them for their core space game, which is their sci-fi dungeon crawler in such a way where you play as awesome characters going around, doing all sorts of things, stealing things. It's very Firefly, very great. But as well as that, they also have a fantasy dungeon crawler that you can dive into called Maladum Dungeons of Enveron, which is such a cool name. So incredibly 90s fantasy, that name. You can definitely see that of a DVD that's in a bargain bin somewhere. But the folks at Battle Systems have got a brand new expansion coming out for Maladum Dungeons of Enveron. This is, I think, the 4th big box expansion that they've done. And in this one, you're going to be entering the ruined wintry keep of Dunglin to shut down the cabal of Maladar. So anyone who's played Maladum so far, you might have guessed by the name of the game, Maladar is quite the big, nefarious evildoer that is at the center of all the various plots. And in the case of this one, the Forbidden Creed, a cabal has set up within said ruins, and they are looking to summon forth the Ascendant, which is an aspect of Maladar, who is looking to sow ruin around this fantasy world. Now, interesting twist in this one. You can take all of your characters from previous expansions for Maladum, and you can dive into your adventures with this one, fighting through against the Cabal, battling to defeat the Ascendant, and then potentially even twisting it to your own will, which could be quite interesting. So you can maybe go a little bit, use the weapons of the enemy against themselves. Intriguing.
It worked for Boromir.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, hang on. Yeah. the opposite of that thing.
Why would we not go to my city? God, I love him. Anyway, he's so misunderstood. I can solve him.
I can fix him.
I can fix him. Yeah.
But he got fixed because he died again.
No, I can save him and I can fix him. Don't take this away from me, Justin. As well as that, the Cabal, which come in the box, act as essentially villains during the Forbidden Creed, but you can also use them as party members in your own heroic adventuring group as well if you like. And that means that you can use that kind of like villain stuff alongside all your good characters as well. I think is a really nice little touch. They've also added in a whole bunch of other things. So there's new companions that you can throw in, pets, one of them you can see there, servants and all sorts of other bits and pieces. You also get the brand new terrain, which you can see there in the background too, for the Frosty Ruined Keep, which will allow you to theme your particular Maladum adventures. One of the nice things about Maladum as a whole, all plays on a very small gaming space. You set the map down, then you set up all of their wonderful cardboard terrain that is insanely detailed and can be put together in all sorts of different ways for you to build endless dungeons, essentially. So as well as this just being good for Maladum, this is also an excellent set for those people who are maybe playing role-playing games. You could also use this for all of those various fantasy skirmish games out there as well. Maybe you're playing 5 Leagues from the Borderlands. This would be a perfect opportunity for you to dive in and get some more miniatures as well. But Maladum itself, class game. If you want to see a little bit more about it, we have a bunch of Let's Plays where we showed off how to play the game, as well as delving into a few other scenarios.
I was there.
So you were there, you were playing, and you had some fun. So,
This is interesting because I'm assuming the companions are new for this expansion. I haven't seen those before.
Yes, yeah.
So
the new things are companions, pets, and then obviously the cabal that can be used the way you want to use them. So.
Is that a tiny fairy?
Yes. Nin the Farseer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'd like to point out that is just Dublin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a cabal of Maladar in Dublin?
Probably.
South of the border? No.
There may be a catacomb somewhere.
Probably in Malahide, to be fair.
Oh, there we go.
Malahide for Maladum.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm seeing a theme here.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Weirdly, and even though this is technically their fantasy game, if you go back and watch some of the videos when Maladum was coming up that we filmed, discover that it isn't actually a fantasy game. It is, in actual fact, still their sci-fi game. Because it's all in the future. And the nanotech and the like from Core Space has corrupted this world, and they just think it's magic.
That's cool,
isn't it? That. Yeah.
Oh my god, crossovers!
Yes.
Think of what they could do. That would be so cool.
People landing on this planet,
random space alien lands.
Yeah.
Goes, what? No, that's not how all this works.
Delve down into one of the ruins, and you can find the robots down there, deep in the bowels of it. Yeah.
I mean, that.
Yeah.
That could well be a rabbit that's just covered in rock.
Yeah.
Somebody chip that off and see what's underneath it.
Yeah. Why is that verdigreed?
But yes, Maladum new expansion coming out, the Forbidden Creed. Get your hands on it now. Pre-orders are available.
Cool.
Very cool.
Fancy smancy. Sticking with fantasy that isn't really fantasy, but kind of steampunky and sci-fi-esque in a way.
Yes. So the good folks at Steamforged are bringing out another brand spanky new hard plastic 2-player starter set that's going to give you some warlocks, some warbeasts, some character units. We have the Frozen and the Forgotten. To start off, the Warmachine elves are back, people. They've had a bad day, and they're out for a little revenge.
Yes.
So we begin with our warlock, Leniesa Resil.
I think that's probably about right. That's fine.
Close as I'm going to get. Rocking out gorgeous armor style on these. I love that she's carrying what's essentially a big old dachi.
Yeah, that's badass.
I mean, if there's horses in this world, she's taking the legs out.
Yeah.
But
even the mechanical ones.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. But no, really, really beautiful sculpts. They've really just came back to a really nice aesthetic for the elves of Amoran.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's going to be a full preset, basically cadre for you to lay out and play like mid-sized games on the table. Mm-hmm. So we've started with our warlock, our solo, Selena Refil, master archer, ready to sneak, stalk, and shoot you in the face.
She's got a lovely tasseled rug.
She does.
On her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or suppose curtain.
Well, you know, Winter Cape has to double up as a blanket. They don't have a home anymore.
A curtain like that had tassels around the bottom.
One thing I always like seeing with the Warmachine Immerant elves is they go for the really big ears, like similar to like World of Warcraft style. I think that's a really cool
Japanese elves.
Yes, the Japanese style elves. Yeah.
I still have to dig out that Japanese D&D to show you. because it is insane.
Yes.
I think that predates Warcraft.
Wow.
Ooh, that could be fun.
Anyway,
we then called Craft War. Yeah.
We then have 2 war beasts. So we have Sasha, who is now interestingly, the 2 war beasts are similar creatures, but they play quite differently. So Sasha is very much, direct line, going after a single target, take it down, take it out. Whereas the other one,
Baron Cohen,
Benki, someone likes naming their cats weird names.
Hey, it's me.
Like everybody. Is more of a bruiser and a line breaker, which is going to be quite interesting. I do love the design of these 2 war beasts. They're, they basically the same creature, but the posing on them is just different enough to make them feel a little more characterful.
Yeah, it's super cool.
There's no way
so I'm really happy
I
with
wouldn't paint them purple though, like Warbases from Watchmen.
Or one of them could be purple and one of them could be green.
Oh, Cringer and I don't know what Skeletor's map was called.
Not Cringer.
Yeah.
Cringer and not Cringer. All right. And we do get ourselves a character unit as well, which is The Last Watch. Now, I know this one kind of caught you in the heart a little bit, Ben. You went,
God,
gimme.
So good. One of the things that I've been looking at with Warmachine over the last little while when they've reinvented the game, they revamped it for the new edition, is I quite liked what they were doing with Dusk and what they were doing with the elves of Enveron and things like that. But there was still they're kind of a bit sci-fantasy across the board when it came to a lot of the stuff. This box set, and you'll see more of it a little bit later as well, it's just so full on old school Hordes fantasy, and it looks epic. And I love the models. I think the elves look brilliant. And even though I'm quite a dwarf fan, seriously, that box set is so cool. The dude with the freaking hood, with the helmet and the big furry cape. Oh my God.
Although that's got to be uncomfortable for those ears. They've got to be pinched down.
No, they're sticking out the side of the hood. You can see it there.
Oh, okay.
He is. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see that.
It's a mask, not a full-faced helm.
There you go.
It's very similar to Revan's mask.
Yes.
Just paint him like Revan.
Yeah, you could.
I would say I wouldn't like to be a crow/raven. Any member of the Korax family in the vicinity of these elves, because apparently they've got a real hate on for them.
Yeah. Well, with the Nis having their entire lineage decimated, I'm sure they're just like, well, I don't care about ravens.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Valid point.
Yeah, I think the narrative is they're really, 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 really hate the Everblight.
Yeah.
Which is why they put the Orgoth into the box next to them.
Yeah, fairly dues.
So the Orgoth, I'm not going to lie, Ben. I'm leaning more towards this undead risen creature sort of style.
Yeah,
it's really, really getting I like the idea of it because these are meant to be characters who were there narratively during the first Orgoth invasion, who were then killed, buried, and they don't get to rest. They're being brought back for round 2 Boogaloo. Let's go.
Watch out, Enveron. Here we come.
Yeah. So Anthea, I believe, is this one.
Anathea.
Anathea. Okay. The Imperishable. So this one is a warlock who is. I love the style of it, and I love the idea that this warlock can actually reach out, grab somebody, and start dragging them in towards the heavier hitters of this particular force.
Get over here.
Yeah. A little bit of Scorpion, yeah, a little bit of that. Yeah. Anyone who likes to do your glow effects, your worn down, beat up metals, this is going to be a faction you're going to really enjoy painting. And then some of the big stuff, the Revenant. Oh my God, the Revenant. So big, bulky, chunky. I love the design, and more skulls than you can shake a stick at.
Yes.
Look at the axe head. Skulls within skulls, skullception.
I know that that's actually meant to represent skulls and souls floating around in it, but it also reminds me of those magic eye pictures that you get where you'd flick them back and forth.
It's a schooner. I see a schooner.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to squint at it.
Yes.
State your eyes, relax.
Yeah. You squint at it as it comes down on your head.
Yeah. But this side does feel a lot heavier. I mean, when you look at the Barrow Golem as well, this I think is my favorite from the set. Because they've went into so much detail. When you look in between those armor plates and see all the random skeletal components that have been used to actually build the anatomy of the creature.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
More skulls than a Warhammer miniature.
Stuffed to the brim with bits.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, Skipper.
So cool.
How's he playing game, have they said?
No,
Ben?
there's no actual sort of gameplay breakdown.
They're just teasing so far.
But, yeah.
Cheeky monkeys.
Sorry, Smile, we get a pupper.
Yeah, they are going to have full rules that match with, obviously, Dusk and the Orgoth Sea Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
But these are slightly removed from that because, obviously, they've gone for that slightly older look with both the different factions. So this is like Orgoth, but it's Orgoth of old compared to the slightly more sort of piratical marauder thing. That
Orgoth original.
Sea Raiders. Yeah, Orgoth original.
Can't change that taste.
Yes.
Them some big teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about the dog. I'm talking about all these.
Yeah, on the actual plates.
Yeah.
But I mean, seeing that like old, like ancient culture vibe whenever you're seeing like bits of iconography and stuff on them like that, I think it gives it a really nice flavor and feel.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we do get a unit as well.
Yes, we do. I love this. Oh,
and
God.
these guys just look badass.
Stop throwing those bloody spears at me.
It's in the bone.
Don't like the fact that his shield is winking. Why are you
gotcha.
winking? Just a winky shield.
Yeah. Love it.
No, just some shot an arrow at it, took his eye out. It's fine. It's fine. But the narrative for these guys is they were actually like the Tomb Guardians and the ones who buried the Warlock for this faction and then just stayed and died with them. So very very honourable, you know. No. And,
what makes you think they had the choice?
This is fair.
They carry it down, they inter him, and somebody shuts the door while they're in there.
This is fair.
It's like,
Undying servants.
But I think between the two sides, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. It'll be really interesting to see how they play off each other.
Yeah.
Just, you know, that very hit and move hunter style versus something that looks to be a bit bigger, heavier, more beat sticky. So very curious to see how this one lands on the table.
The other thing that I quite like about this stuff as well, because Steamforged are going in and doing these 30-point command cadre sets, so they're kind of like a perfect entry point. One of the things I always liked about previous editions of Warmachine was that you could have a really decent game at a very basic points level, because it was all very much about movement, positioning, objective control, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, picking the puzzle.
Yeah, and I genuinely think even if you weren't going to expand beyond that, you've got, what is it now? Three? No, I think it's 3 plastic sets from them now that do those 30-point collections. So you could sit down and just have a lot of fun with a handful of moles, effectively. Yeah. Trying out different styles. So
the more of these that they're doing, it's going to make it far easier for new and old players to come back to it with those plastic sets. They're really ramping it up because that's like what, 6 of those now?
Yeah. Three sets, 2 in each.
3 sets. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so every time they do it, they're just lowering that barrier to entry. Every new one that comes out. So I'm loving it because it's something I do want to dive back into at some point.
I was going to do that. But no, very, very cool stuff and up for pre-order right now as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Right. Take me away from all this talk of fantasy, Jerry. Why, thank you. I think I will, Jerry. Warbases. He who supplies me with movement trays for lovely squares has also been doing a whole host of table-ready terrain, and they've recently released Coronation Street, which is what we've all been after.
What?
So, the idea with these is, and we're seeing this from more and more companies, is they are screen printed in some magical way. So pre-colored, you just build them up, and then you've already got the texture and, as you can see, weathering applied. So it is just a case of build and play. You don't have to spend any time doing any additional painting if you don't want to. This gives you a set of late 19th, early 20th century buildings that could be used for World War I and II, or if you play any sort of pulp or modern games, if, for example, you happen to have picked up the Peaky Blinders for Great Escape Games, Chicago Way, then you want some sort of Birmingham-esque area to fight in and around with your gangs. Or, like I say, you can play your Second World War games. So 28mm pre-colored. They've done a whole host of these. As you can see, the little MOD hat is quite nice. You could have a couple of spiffing RAF men in there. Standard. Have a wee chat before they go up. It's all possible. Yeah. The garage. Sorry, garage. I went all posh there for a moment. Garage is quite nice as well. Very similar to the sort of, the triple stacked system. So you can put them front to back and get that industrial look, which is nice. Yeah. Or obviously lay them out independently and you have the double garage doors there.
I also like the pre-done weathering that you see.
Yeah, the weathering is really nice. That's note been added. It's all in there. And that's one of the reasons why I think these are very handy for them. For years, obviously, there was the layering from people like Foreground and others who brought that in. And it looked fantastic, but it was very clean and time consuming, even in 15 mil. It was time consuming. These, obviously they're flat, so you don't have the additional detailing on them. Although if you want to add that detail, go nuts. I'm not going to stop you. But when you see things like Corrie there.
Okay, that's impressive.
You don't need a huge amount of detailing when you can put down that, because doing that brick patterning is a pain in the hole. And having it already done is fantastic, because you're not having to, with a regular MDF kit, you're probably going to have to use stencil upon stencil, or you texture it yourself, then you stencil it, and then you apply some sort of pigment for the mortaring. All of these are time consuming, whereas this, being able to do whole streets in short order is terrific, especially like the alleyway, so you can have your
tradesman's entrance,
couple of singles, double alleyway, another single, then the pub, and then it breaks up the street layout and also gives you room to maneuver for when the riot is kicked off and you need to get out of that street quickly. It's either kick a door down and go through somebody's house, or straight down the alley and off. We've all been there. But I really like these, especially even things like the post office. The old font on the post office as well. It brings me back to my youth. Obviously, they don't exist anymore.
The nice thing about those buildings that have the signage and stuff on them, that's all customizable.
Yes.
So it is the post office, but you get to choose the color, the font design and all that kind of stuff as well. So you can sort of work out how you'd want to do it. So
that one, and do it and be damned. Even things like you've got your Red Line pub.
The Red Line pub. Yeah.
Which is, it can't be more British than that. Yeah. I don't know if there's any named pubs in Peaky Blinders, because I've never seen it. I've just seen I've just seen memes. Incept
I'm looking closely. I think I'm seeing the dividing lines so you can play inside them as well. Can you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Sorry, I was just wondering if they were solid, no. Terrain, or if you could play through.
They're the standard Warbase kits, so they do a lot of these in just plain MDF as well. If people are looking for really cheap terrain to get on your table and don't mind spending the time painting them, there are playable interiors. Obviously, banging a load of additional stuff in there. If you pick up some of the Mantic terrain crates that have got things like rugs, tables, big comfortable armchairs, toilet bowls, sinks, that sort of thing. Well, actually, to be fair, these houses, you're not going to put a toilet inside the house, are you? It's going to be out in the back of the yard.
It's going to be the shed. I remember my grandma had one of those.
So, it's a fascinating set of stuff. Because, hey, this is the 19th/20th century bits and pieces, but they've been doing this for a while now. The Wild West is the first stuff I've seen belonging to it. Like I say, it's just really, really nice way of getting your stuff on the table. Super quick, barely an inconvenience. And price-wise,
it's insanely cheap comparable.
It's a bargain. If you want it cheaper, you can just go ahead and pick up just the plain MDF. But I think for people who are very lazy, just being able to go, I just want to put this down the table tomorrow, and all I need to do tonight is glue a box together with PVA. It's not the hardest thing in the world for people who are fans
with a bit of super glue, job done.
Yeah, fans of Saga or Pillage.
You've
got your Dark Age Saxon buildings, even a nice little A-framed building there as well. If you want to be fancy, you can stick some towel or teddy bear fur on the top to make your thatch thatchy, but then you'd have to paint that, and you're just adding layers of stress. Well, I don't want to add layers of stress. It's been really nice seeing this expanding range. I'm curious to see where they go next with it. If they're going to shift to a different era again, or maybe expand geographically. So, they've got quite a lot of what I would presume to be British style of buildings there with latest terrain-ready stuff, but maybe saunter across the channel, do something a bit more
Normandy,
French, move that way, let people sort of double dip in that regard.
I know that Sarissa obviously do a lot of the terrain for Gangs of Rome and things like that. They've got their own colour printing stuff and that kind of thing. But, always nice to have an alternative to maybe have some ancient stuff on the Warbases front would be quite cool. So,
well, I mean, this like Birmingham-esque red brick building stuff, you could use it in so many eras because once those went up, they stayed for a long time.
Very much so.
Still
looks
up,
exactly like my street.
Still up now, yeah.
So yeah,
can't get rid of them. You two can have a drink at the Last Chance Saloon as well if you fancy it.
You two can live in my house. So.
Ben, don't make that invitation to our members.
That's my house.
Don't. Ben!
It's all about the big pink buildings.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
nailed on for Dead Man's
Looks like a cat house to me.
Yeah, I'm just thinking I should get back and play some more Dead Man's Hand. I should finish painting up my Mexicans.
Si, senor.
Yes. Right. I think that's enough news for now. We shall have a little swish and then talk about a Kickstarter.
Did you win one of our prizes? Find out on our prize claim center over at OnTableTop.com. Here we list all our previous prizes and those who have won. If you see your username, fill out the form to claim your prize. All prizes must be claimed within 30 days.
Okay then, Benjamin. What have we got Kickstarter-wise?
So, do you like role-playing games?
Yes.
Do you like miniatures?
Yes.
Do you like putting them together?
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh. Well, for everyone else, there's MasterCard. And also the Dragonbane RPG Miniatures Kickstarter, which has been put together by, look at him, he's backed it, by Free League and Titanforge. So, Free League obviously have the fantastic and award-winning, as you can see there, Dragonbane role-playing game, which is based on Drakar Akademiner, the classic role-playing game from across on the continent in the north bit. But
Scandinavian.
The game itself features absolutely gorgeous illustrations by Johan Egerkrans and beyond. And so it seemed apt that a lot of those figures, both heroes, monsters, and everything else in between, would be turned into miniatures for you to use on the tabletop. And so Free League have teamed up with Titanforge, who do beautiful miniatures for their own games. And they have created a range of new PVC figures for you to use in your role-playing games or beyond, if you so desire. Or just as painting projects, Jerry. It's okay. So, there's a variety of ways that you can dive into this one. There are both digital and physical pledges, if you so desire. But you can get your hands on a selection of different heroes for you to use in your games, all of them based on some of the iconic artwork from things like the core starter set for Dragonbane and beyond as well. All this kind of illustrations you would have seen in that, you will see represented there. For example, you've got the wolf in there, posed on his rock, which is just so cool.
Blood Eye.
Oh my god, yes, he's so badass. Although I've watched a actual play where he never ever hit anything. So he's this like hunter warrior and he just never did it.
You know why he doesn't hit anything? Because it's D20.
Yeah.
If he'd been rolling percentiles,
he would have been fine. Yeah.
Too spiky.
But yes, you have a couple of different sets for heroes. So that's the way you want to go. You can go down that route. And then they've designed a variety of other box sets which are themed around a particular style of creature that you'll be going up against. So you have the likes of demons, dragons, the undead, the nightkin, trolls, giants, and then there's bosses like sea serpents, dragons, rocks, and all that kind of stuff as well. All of them have been designed so you can go in, pick yourself up a particular box set, comes with the PVC miniatures in there. You don't have to paint them if you don't want to, just whack them down on the tabletop and have some fun. For those people who have the core set, the starter set for Dragonbane, you'll know that it already comes with maps and standees that you can use for playing out your games, setting things up on the tabletop. This is just a great replacement for those if you already have them, which is always nice to see. But of course, you could take them to the next level and you could use them in all of the other campaigns that you've set up. The other cool thing about this is that all of the actual creature boxes come with something a little bit akin to what you might have seen with things like Epic Encounters from Steamforged Games, where you get a set of encounters for you to play out with the miniatures that you get in the box set. So you can use those as preset one-shot adventures, encounters, if you wanted to set that up. Or you could weave them into your existing campaigns for Dragonbane and use them in your expanded stories and see where you go from there. So there's lots of stuff in there already. Loads of absolutely gorgeous miniatures. Again, as I said, based off that wonderful artwork by Egerkrans and beyond, because there's other artists that have been involved in the process of bringing the various creatures and stuff to life throughout the books and stuff. But I think the miniatures, just from a miniature standpoint, they look gorgeous. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Johan Egerkrans' work anyway, so seeing that realized in this form is great. There have been pre-existing versions of those that have been done through 3D printing and stuff via my mini factory and stuff as part of their adventure series and things. But this is the first time that you're going to be able to get your hands on it if you want it in a lovely physical PVC form for drop on the tabletop. Yeah,
the giant.
That's so good.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, the adult dragon's amazing as well. Doing that kind of like Norse style, which I think is lovely. And all that. Oh no, sorry, the sea worm and then the adult dragon's great.
Like the fact the sea worm's got 3 little.
Yes, pieces. There you go.
Yeah, 3 pieces.
And what was the thing I was going to say? Yes,
I don't know.
As well as this being great for Dragonbane, so you can go in and you can grab all the miniatures. You can also buy the role-playing game if you haven't seen that before. Get your hands on that and on the expansions for it as well, the supplements. And get your hands on dice too, which is great. More things are being unlocked as the campaign continues, which is always fun too. There's no reason why this couldn't then be the basis for any other fantasy game that you're looking to play. I mentioned one of them at the start of the show, 5 Leagues from the Borderlands. Great game. If you want to dive in and play that, that's a perfect opportunity to use these miniatures. Maybe you're playing something like Rangers of Shadow Deep and you want some very kind of nailed on classic fantasy characters to use in that. This is perfect for you to be doing that too. And obviously as well, if you just want to sit down and paint some beautiful miniatures, this is a great way for you to dive into. God, I love those dice. That D20 with
is actually a giant die there?
Yeah, oh God. Oh.
Ben, easy, calm down, boy, down.
No,
don't make me get the spray bottle.
But yes, so I think there's about 13 days left on this campaign for when you're seeing it now. But if you are interested in Dragonbane, you love the artwork, you want to see that in miniature form, get your hands on this either digitally or physically and have some fun, like Jerry's going to when he gets these delivered to him. So
I will say only the heroes from this and the giant currently exist. Everything else are new sculpts for this.
There we go.
Yes. So if you backed the adventure on my mini factory, like me, so you already have some of these, but like me, you didn't print them out because it's 3D printing and you hate it, then you can physically get them. So those currently exist. However, people were asking about getting physical versions of other things that they've already done. So they are now available at Gamers Vault.
Yes.
So these are the Sea Dragon as well. These are the villains and the like that have crept in from the previous adventure that weren't included as part of the campaign because
that's nice.
They were there. So if people were after physically printed versions of same, they can
get their hands on that as well, which is nice.
And then there's been a snafu with the demon set. They put out a thing last week about it. He is the wrong demon. So
oops.
All right.
Bosh. There we go.
Demon set change. There we go.
It should have been that little fellow.
Right.
There should be like 14 of him. Because that fella is actually a demon lord, the equivalent of a dragon emperor type of thing. And they left off the scorpion tail as well. They're going, well, we've already designed the miniature. Why not add the scorpion tail and potentially put him at his full size like he's supposed to be? Like some actual demon emperor type of thing to punch the face off an adult dragon. As you can see by the tiny skull in his hands. It would have been like a little... Cool.
Yeah.
It would have been
a human's head is basically in a moose bush for him.
So if people are looking at that, that's going to be shumped out and replaced with that little winged thingy instead. I don't know who spotted that.
Scribbly and fun.
But yeah, they used the wrong concept art. Presumably somebody's just flipping through the beastry and went, ooh, demon.
That's
maybe
forgivable.
Maybe Johan was like, hold on a second, that's my demon lord.
Could be. Who knows? Who knows how that one broke down? Time will tell. But yeah, looking forward to getting my hands on those. Presumably, there will be more things in the future as well. And,
I would imagine so.
And hopefully, Razor Saw will get them off those rounds and onto nice squares. So I can use them in the game.
Bit of chaos.
Plenty of expansions come out. There's obviously the bestiary as well. Loads of minotaurs and all sorts of things.
That's true. There's
the adventures in Arcan, so we can have pirate ducks and all sorts of cools like that. Yeah.
We're all looking forward to the pirate ducks.
I love the assassin duck that comes free with this one.
Everybody loves the assassin duck.
Yeah.
It's the one piece of artwork every time people see it and go, that's amazing. And then you go,
main character needs his own adventure line.
I mean, he might get one. The problem is with mallards, their special ability is they freak out like Daffy or Donald. And so the idea of a sneaky rogue who then just keeps fluffing rolls and eventually just loses his shit. It's also alerting everybody in the room as he goes.
The beginning of each encounter, he turns up trying to be all heroic and then just...
It's the way of it. Right.
He doesn't Donald Duck it. There we go.
No. Some sort of Birmingham rhyming slang there, perhaps. Anywho, I think it's time for some more news.
Even more news, bitches.
All right then. More news. Really?
What?
Monsieur with these Rocher. Really spoiling us. Did you know? Right, so Ferrero Rocher.
Right. Yes.
It's just Nutella.
One of the best chocolates in the world.
It's Nutella inside a little wafer ball.
Yeah.
So I got a big thing in Nutella recently. This isn't part of the news, by the way, folks. You just have to suffer this. Got a jar of Nutella recently. And on the label, on they've slammed on top of the jar, says that a portion is a teaspoon.
No, it's not.
No, it really isn't. I don't need that negativity
They're
in my
lying
life.
to you, Jerry.
Yeah.
A portion is several tablespoons that I scoop out while I'm making dinner.
Yeah.
Which may or may not explain
it's half the jar. That's a serving.
Yeah.
It's like a portion of a Kit Kat is one finger. No, it's not. Why would you eat one finger of a Kit Kat? Eat the whole bloody thing.
It's not right. People have gone
wrong. And then
wrong.
you glue 4 Kit Kat junkies together and you make an epic Kit Kat.
Yes, wrap it all up in foil. Yeah. And then go pretend you're like a little gnome or something. I'm a borrower. This Kit Kats are huge.
Oh, God.
So, miniature upgrades then from Weave of War.
Instead of chocolate bar upgrades, let's go.
Yes. This one's been doing the rounds, popped up a couple of weeks ago on the Pillage face page grip, at which point I went, Ben, have you seen these? These are baseballs. It is a father and daughter team, so a family affair, have come up with the idea of making cloaks for your tiny fighting men to keep them warm at night. Both hobbyists, both gamers. She is a graphic designer and Dad's retired, and they decided that they would do something together and came up with this, and it has taken a while. Idea. Just really simple premise, a pre-printed set of cloaks. They do refer to them as tartan. You likewise have referred to it as tartan in the news article, presumably because they said tartan on their website. I will point out it's a plaid. Tartan is very specifically like 18th century Scotland onwards. It wasn't called tartan before then. And tartan comes from the French, tartan. So,
all right, nerd.
So just because a tartan is a very definitive, it's a familial thing that was invented. It's not anyway, they're plaid. As you can see here, they've been put onto some of Vitrix's figures as a means to individualize your forces. We can get into the specifics of who had plaid and who didn't later on.
Well, he didn't.
I think as a concept, it's an absolute genius idea.
Are they actual textile or another material?
They're fabric.
They're fabric.
Yeah. Okay.
So there are a few things with it. First off, the little cloaks themselves, they are fabric. They are dyed naturally. So they said you shouldn't, we should be careful about soaking them, getting them wet. So you don't want to be applying washes and things to these afterwards. You paint your whole miniature, then you apply the cloak. I have reached out to see if there's any way you can seal them. I've not had a response back yet, but in the little video, he does use Mod Podge to attach it. which is nice.
Yeah.
Which means you could potentially then use Mod Podge to stiffen and hold the shape permanently.
If you wanted to mold it specifically to the body of a soldier.
Yeah. But otherwise, these are just applied, bit of Mod Podge around the front, bit on the back, and then fold and curl them as you please, which is a touch of genius. They've spent a lot of time working on these. There are 8 packs. They call them campaign packs. And within the packs themselves, you get a variety of...
That's your face.
Yes. You get a variety of plaid designs and colors because you don't want uniformity. Let's put it like that. Because they're not tartans. So not everybody is going to be wearing a family. You're not going to see them with Clouds of Sky, which, by the way, this is very similar to the Clouds of Sky. And I appreciate that for reasons. But, you're not going to... Or potentially you might want to. If, for example, you were picking these up for Celts.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're nailed on for Celts. Lot of plaid going on there. Lot of cross-checking here, there, and everywhere. And potentially, maybe you might want to go, well, this little group is a family set, and therefore they all have, father, sons, cousins. They're all rocking the same.
A lot of naked bodies that need warming as well. So.
This is true. You need to wrap it around yourself.
Woad only does so much.
See, I do wish that they had an option where you could actually go and find your family tartan and send it through.
Again, not tartan.
No. Go and find your own.
Yes.
And send it through to them to make.
No. That's a lot of hassle for them. No. They might already have it, to be fair.
Pay a premium.
All right, well, there you go. I'll let them know. Justin says he will spend £50 per cloak for a family one. They've spent some considerable amount of time getting these in some semblance of order and seeing how they work. In fact, I think they said they've tested out 900 designs and
wow.
And I want to say it was over 100 prototypes before they got a die set and a fabric set that held fast and did the job for it. So even though this is a little cottage industry, father and daughter, that they've put the legwork in before actually launching it, which I think is fantastic. And you don't have to use them for historics. If you're playing fantasy games and you want something a bit different, obviously you can do this as well. The nice thing, specifically, for the Victrix miniatures and others to boot, is generally you don't get a huge amount of cloaked options.
Normally reserved for the commanders.
And also generally you get 1, maybe 2 cloaks per sprue, and the sprue's got 8 figures on it. And I suppose it's the same for Wargames Atlantic as well, where you'll be looking at maybe, I know the Irish, there's only 1 or 2 cloaks per sprue again for 5 sprues, so 10 out of your 40 have got cloaks. Being able to go in and grab these is quite nice. You'll see this one's been heavily weathered / frayed. There's a little video that shows how they did that via judicious use of a Stanley blade and scrapings to fray the edges and get it a bit more rugged and worn, a little less pristine. Mold line on the helmet. But wouldn't be me if I didn't point it out. But yeah, like I said, just launched within the last 2 weeks. They have a little offer on at the moment. If people are picking up packs, there's a discount on them. But it's worth going through. You will find some of the patterns repeating in different packs. So you might find one that's got ones that you like and maybe one that you're going, ooh, not at home to that. It'll clash with the rest of my army. I don't want that. So have a hunt around and you may find that those designs are elsewhere, and presumably some of the other designs that they've already cooked up or played with will hit the website at some point in the future.
Cool.
Yeah, I think this is going to be very popular because like the pre-printed MDF, it requires very little effort. It requires the use of wood glue. Once again, everything is made better with wood glue and the colors already being there. So it's a neat way of doing it.
The interesting thing for me on this one is a lot of times, sometimes whenever you do see cloaks on miniatures, they can look very flat.
Yes.
Because it's just smooth plastic. This actually having that proper textile texture to it.
Yeah.
Press on that 5 times fast. It's going to look a lot better, I think.
Yeah, it's all about the weave. If there was one thing I would look at is, and potentially the edges of some of them look a little white because of whatever way it's been printed and then cut. So you might want to do the similar thing that people do with their flags is once the flag's on, go round and then just edge the side with a bit of ink or paint just to hide the whiteness. It's not noticeable on all of them, but some where there's a very stark color contrast between dark and light, you see it a little more noticeably, especially if you've frayed your cloak. I think it pops out very much then. But otherwise, I think it's a terrific thing. Surprised we haven't seen something like that before.
No, it's a great little cottage industry.
Yeah,
well, I mean, find the hole in the market and fill it.
Exactly.
Or find a cloak on the market and then put a hole in it.
Yeah.
Either is valid. But yeah, Waves of War, it's worth checking out if you're into your historics and if you're into your fantasy stuff as well. I shall allow it. Just this once.
I am going to see if they do any slightly bigger ones. Although I want to try out, obviously, the ones they've done for 28mm to see if they'll work.
Do a band-sized one?
Well, I mean, obviously. But for the clans in Bows and Badges, those would be amazing.
That's interesting because they are stockier, but they're still 28mm figures.
28, 32.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, Victrix is 28. But
so maybe not going to fit a badger, would just look like a napkin, but on a mouse or something, having one of those tied around.
I mean, you might find yourself having to trim the neck hole a little bit,
possibly a bit more
to make it a little broader.
I'll show you some pictures because I ordered a shitload of them whenever they came out.
I'm not surprised.
Fish bite hooks. What can I say? I've got a Celt army for Clash of Spears,
and they need warming up,
and they need, as you say, warming up. Yeah. The only thing I'm going to have to do, I'll throw this one out there for people, is you'll notice when they put the tabs around the neck, it's very flat. But if you've got a hole punch and plastic card, then I can make myself a little
clasp
brooches that I can pop in there. So I will be spending a ridiculous amount of time doing that. I mean, if I want to be really ridiculous, I'd punch the center of the punch out so it's just a circle, glue that on, and then I could just... put a pin across it just to hide it. It's the details that set things off.
The things you do.
Yeah. The things I do. It's not right, mate. Not right. Anyway.
See, what you could also do is cut those tabs off, glue it at the shoulders, and then put like a little leather core piece between.
Why would I make them Superman?
To wear their pants on the outside as well.
I did not say that.
It sounded like that to me. I heard the cloak is attached.
You hear what you want, mate.
The cloak is attached to the shoulders like some sort of Superman. No, I don't think I will, son. That cloak was right. It's just a big square of fabric that you clasp on.
Okay.
They didn't end here.
I was thinking have like a little leather belt or...
Why would they have a leather? No, again.
If you were doing something a bit more fantasy.
Oh, well, yeah. If you're doing fantasy, you knock yourselves out. You have all the Supermen you want. I'm the stick.
Scottish Superman, whose real danger is fruit.
Hang on. That's just Iron Brew Man. His weakness is shallow fried.
You're too young to remember Super Gran, aren't you, Ben?
Yes.
Oh, man. There's something you should go back and watch Super Gran. She was
Oh, God, bastard. I think I vaguely remember it.
Yeah. But there we go.
Right.
That's another audience alienated.
Yeah,
there we go. We did French and Australians last week.
At least we didn't do an accent.
We're equal opportunities offenders.
Yeah.
Right. Moving away from Waves of War and into a bit of fantasy, who might have some sort of leather strap cloak on them.
Leather straps everywhere.
So,
Malev the Shinobi, who folks might know from doing the One Box Challenge last year, I think it was, with Wargames Atlantic. I'd also buy himself as well, because Wargames Atlantic sort of jumped on that at the same time.
Yeah.
And also the creator of a whole bunch of Micro-Skirmish games. He's done loads of really cool stuff for Blacksite and all sorts of things like that. Does a bunch of things on his own as well. He's going to be coming back to Kickstarter very soon with a new Micro-Skirmish game called GREATHELM. So Malev has done the rules for this. The artwork, of which there is a lot, has been done by his pal Sean Sutter, who a lot of people will know from Metal King. If you'd seen the artwork and were like, I recognize that.
Yes.
It's very Sean. So he's done the artwork for all of that as well. The game itself, GREATHELM, is, as I say, Micro-Skirmish game. So you use 12 miniatures, 6 per side. Your knights are whatever you want them to be.
Mm-hmm.
They could be medieval knights. You could have just got your hands on a bunch of the Baron's War stuff and you want to play around with those. They could be fantasy knights with quirky, weird helms. They could be those Arthurian knights.
I was about to say the Arthurian knights by Daniel Mersey and Temple of the West.
Mersey. They could be sci-fi knights for all you care. They could even be ancient warriors. Doesn't matter.
With
the whole
clips.
point is that you have 6 knights per side.
Mm-hmm.
Then games are played out on not a big board. They're played out on either US letter, boo, or A4, the best paper size.
And we've all seen that YouTube video.
Fry's video
yes.
as well, so and why it's the best. So it's all played out on essentially a piece of paper. And then it has a very unique, not a thing, it has a unique set of mechanics. You can't be very unique. It has a unique set of mechanics for how the game plays. So what you do is you'll be rolling a set of dice. They are then assigned to numeric values. Should say D6s. And then what you'll do is you'll work down through those dice values, dictating what you do with a particular dice and then how you activate. So say you roll a whole bunch of your dice, you get 6s, 5s, 4s, no 2s and some 1s or whatever. You'll go down through, going back and forth between each player, picking the dice, doing what it does, and then moving down through the values. You can opt, instead of using the dice at its prescribed value, to move it down a step, because all the attacks are lower down in that initiative value order, which I think is quite cool. And it's, again, that sort of back and forth between the two players as you're working out your initiative dice, whilst also what you're doing on the tabletop. Now, on top of that is also a fairly in-depth but quite easy sort of dueling system for your knights. So you will dive into combats and you'll brawl with each other, as you can see there. But there's also lots of other bits and pieces in there too. So there's little tiny things you can do with your knights where you can dodge out of range. You can shove somebody. So say you're outnumbered, you could use one of your dice for your knights to punch the guy in the face so he goes back 2 inches, and then you use that then to attack the guy that you're still in combat with, but you're not outnumbered, so you don't get any penalties to your clash tests and things. And it's all about fighting out those kind of micro skirmishes, those micro battles on a larger scale. So the way that Malev sort of put it was, imagine this is your knights on the walls of a castle, or in the courtyard after you've stormed through the breach, or in the middle of a bloody battlefield where everything else is raging on around you, but your 6 knights are the heroes fighting against the other knights in that kind of climactic final battle on the tabletop. All of this, I say, is done as part of a fairly hefty set of playtest rules. You can download them. You have to go over to Reddit, following the links and stuff that you'll find in the description.
I've heard of
Reddit. In the news story. So you go over there, you can find the rules, you can download them now and give the game a go. I will say, Malev would like you to download the playtest rules, and if you do play it, actually give him some feedback, because he says there's so many times where people download the rules and then just don't do anything with them. So he wants you to get in, play around with the game. As I say, you can use anything to start playing this, and even if you don't have any miniatures lying around, the actual playtest document comes with a full printout sheet of a battlefield, because of course it's A4 size, not US letter, boo, and also a range of printable standees made by Sean Sutter. So you can just download, print those off, set them off on the battlefield, and have some fun.
If you're not already setting on a dozen knights.
You're not already setting on loads of knights, yeah.
Question.
Yes.
If you charge in this game, does that count as a microaggression?
Always. And it's also very pass-ag as well. So there's some passive-aggressive stuff in there too. But yes, looks really fun. I love that it's a really in-depth playtest already for this. There's already people feeding back about it on, I think it's the Miniature-Skirmish subreddit. You'll find all the links in the description down below for going to check this one out. The Kickstarter is coming very soon. I think it's probably going to be towards the end of August, beginning of September, something like that. So you've not got too long to wait on that front. But it's going to be coming out. You'll be able to get your hands on it, get the book either digitally or physically, and have some fun with it. Probably going to come back and have a look at this when it actually does launch on Kickstarter. But I thought I would bring this one up for those people who are interested in doing things like playtesting, to maybe get involved with this. Because Malev does some great stuff. A lot of his games are really good fun. He's done some great things with one of the ones he did was with the Prisoners box set from Wargames Atlantic for all their sort of
the cannon fodder.
the canon fodder box. So he did one where it's just like prisoners fighting in a prison yard, basically, and it's just them duking it out. So there's loads of really cool stuff on there. There's also a link to his itch.io page there too. So if you want to go and check out some more of his work, you can. Demon Blitz is great fun. He's also done one which is just about fighting with sprues.
Doom sprues.
So you get your sprues together and you just build stuff and fight with sprues, which is interesting. And there's, barbarians, beer, bacteria, all sorts of different things on there too. So definitely go and check him out and see what you think. There it is, Convict.
I wonder what would happen if I put him in contact with Adam in Australia, who's constantly doing things like, the Dice Legions games and other weird and wacky, tiny little constructs. I think possibly gaming industry would explode at that point.
I think so. Yeah.
Give me Combat Wombat.
Exactly. Drop Bears.
He's also got Mindblade.
Does got an album.
His new album, which I need to listen to now. Possibly when I read the Playtest rules later.
Malev is very much a Renaissance man. It very much does everything. So if you are interested, go and check him out.
He wrote the theme tune. Sings the theme tune.
He plays games to the theme tune.
Just needs to create emu elimination.
Yeah.
It's good. Good in the hood. Yeah.
Yes, go check out GREATHELM.
I'm looking for that. I'm also curious because if Sean's doing the artwork, will there be any miniatures with this?
Well, I mean, Sean does have his Patreon where he does a bunch of digital stuff, so it'd be a really nice way for them to sort of combine on that front. Also, obviously does the Relic Blade range as well, and there's plenty of cool knights in there. So I think I was going to go down this route. I'd do them as fantasy knights. Historical knights is cool, but I like the idea of fantasy knights with big badass helms and huge swords and shit. So.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. True. Yeah. Time will tell. Or like you say, just go pick up Dan Mersey's Arthurian Legends range from Temple of the West.
Nailed on for this.
It really is. Finally, I have a reason for them.
Zombie Knights do that as well. Yeah.
All of this and so much more. And speaking of more / less, God of War.
Yes.
Yes. So, anniversary is coming up. And the game has been revisited for a definitive edition. It's going to be able to be played in 4K. They have updated many of the mechanics within the game, including the actual UI. They've changed that up quite a bit as well, which I'm really curious about, because it used to be, I remember in the game I used to get so frustrated not being able to zoom out enough to see what the hell was going on, because the UI was everywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
But this is an old favorite for so many people in the industry, where this was your first end. You saw your first taste of the 40K universe through this game. This is where I came from. This was me playing this, loving playing it, and then John going, there's miniatures for that. Wait, what?
Yeah,
I can have a physical thing.
It's a real-time strategy game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, they are doing lots with this, and one of my favorite things, you're going to be able to do mods in it now. So it will be fully moddable, which I'm sure there are people out there in the modding community going, "Oh, I have waited for this moment."
I dread to think.
But this game gave me some of my best gaming memories from digital gaming way back when, just sitting up with like 8 other people in a multiplayer map and screwing over my neighbor by taking one of their capture points early and increasing my resource input. Yeah, people didn't like it when I did that.
How confused will people be when they start playing this and then things in this don't exist anymore? Like, for example, these guys.
Regular old space
Marines. No Primaris here.
Yeah. It'll be very interesting. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Like, as you say, Justin, this was one of the RTS games that I just absolutely pounded so many hours into. Me and my brother
who was your faction?
Play this. I always play as the Blood Ravens. Because they were the faction that I actually understood. I really wanted to play as the Eldar, but they were so like refined in how you meant to do stuff with the Eldar that it was really hard to actually get them to work, apart from Fire Prisms, which were just OP. But other than that, I was just like, I'm just going to play Space Marines all the time. Although when Dark Crusade came out, I think I switched to playing as the Tau for quite a while. Because I would play as the Tau, and my brother would play as Imperial Guard, as they were known back in the day.
Yes, back in the day.
So yeah,
back in day,
for me, it was orcs. Always the orcs in this, just because masses of boys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Suppose you don't have to think or anything; you just push them forward.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just make a crap ton of boys early. Take as many points as you can early. Get that resource rolling in. Make more boys. Rinse, repeat. Exactly. Keep going.
Yeah.
And then, the squiggeth.
It was very cool. So the definitive edition is going to come with the original Dawn of War, so you'll be able to play through that initial campaign. You'll also get all of the expansions. So there's Winter Assault, which was the one that introduced the Imperial Guard.
Yep.
There's Dark Crusade and Soulstorm. Both Dark Crusade and Soulstorm obviously have their slightly more open-ended campaigns. So the original Dawn of War had its very sort of linear story campaign. Dark Crusade and Soulstorm introduced the map-based stuff, so it was all about planetary control and things like that, which was nice.
Yeah, where every race had like their own campaign storyline.
Which is really, really cool. As you said, mod support, 2 to 8 player multiplayer in there, as well as free-for-all, updated pathing, graphics, all that kind of good stuff. I think it's going to be really, really nice. And, of course, the sync kills. I think this was the first game where I actually saw proper sync kills. So this, Jerry, just to throw it. So when 2 characters were fighting in the game, if they synced up properly, they would do a kill animation. So, for example, it might be like a Space Marine would grab an orc and then like cut their head off with his chainsaw rather than it just being wah, wah, wah. Or like a Bloodthirster would like smash a tank or pick it up and throw it and that kind of thing. So they had some really nice, badass sort of stuff in there.
Additional animations.
Yes.
I'm with you.
But this is a classic base builder RTS, which I always loved as well, until they really messed it up with Dawn of War 3.
Dawn of War 2 was fine, then Dawn of War 3 was... Yeah. So.
Well, Dawn of War 2 was more about the actual interaction of the characters and the heroes, and I'm fine with that. Still told a great story. Dawn of War 3, bollocks.
It very much was. What's quite interesting about this as well is obviously we've got the definitive edition of Dawn of War coming out. Well, it's actually out now. You can play it right now. You can download it from Steam. Came out on the 14th, so give it a go. Games Workshop also did a box game that you can get from Target, which is based on Dawn of War. I do think we're probably going to be seeing a new version of Dawn of War coming out in the future because Gamescom is not that far away. Sort of end of August, I think, beginning of September. So when Gamescom rolls around, I think they might have been building hype for Dawn of War by releasing the definitive edition. And they're going to be like, Relic are here with Dawn of War 4, baby.
Wait, didn't Relic go under?
Well, no, they still exist. They still do Company of Heroes and all that kind of stuff. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Could have swore there was one of them that went under.
Oh, loads of them got under. But nobody cares because they're 1s and 0 people. They're not miniature-based people. I assume this is...
THQ went under, and they were the publishers of...
I'm assuming this is just PC.
Just PC. So, yeah. Well, computers. So,
yes.
So you can get it on Mac and all that kind of thing as well, I think, probably.
PC Gaming Master Race.
So who uses a Mac, right? So.
Dirty boy, that's bad.
Linux.
Linux is where it's at. We're all about that penguin.
I'm going to need therapy for
Raspberry Pi.
Sweet like candy. Well, there you go.
Hack your Roku.
If you're into your real-time strategy games and you really, really like Dawn of War and find it doesn't work anymore because Windows keeps changing,
then get this.
Now you get this, and it may or may not work. Discuss.
See, it was Games Workshop news at the end of the show, but it was like cool Games Workshop news that everyone actually likes because it's old school Games Workshop. So
although if I remember right, I was reading through and listening through some of the videos. I think if you already own the game, I think you can get a discount.
You can get a discount if you've already got it in your Steam library. Yeah. So there we go.
Wow.
Which I do.
Yeah, me too.
There you go.
I've lost count of what's in my Steam library. I didn't hear that, Jerry, and I'm thinking I might be glad I didn't hear it.
No, you're fine. You won't have to beep that or anything. I'm just questioning what a Steam library is. Why I would have one. Anyway, right. I think that wraps us up for this week.
It does.
Sure.
We shall away until next Friday.
And away.
Although we'll be back on Sunday morning.
We will.
Assuming the thunderstorms and the heat haven't destroyed us all. Wiped away.
No, I'm going to turn off my tellies. Oh, no.
Biblical time. It's all terrible. So you can visit us over at OnTableTop.com if you want to see what we get up to on Sunday morning, where it'll be a more sedate, chattier, weirder show for our cultists. And if you're not already a cultist, you can join us for a 30-day free trial and see what it's all about. Until then, have a great week of gaming. Bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.
Staying alive, staying alive, staying alive.